Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shim Yahshai Bashim Bakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors you brothers that pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this video right here, I'm gonna go into the curses that was gonna go on to the children of Israel, and pretty much and I'm using this article here as the premise for this video, because I thought it was a little bit funny, but you know, I could use it for edification, you know, to edify the church and other people that are out there that are maybe they're wanting to understand why there's such a thing as black on black crime, and a lot of this knife crime. It's not out there. I mean, it's there in parts, but a lot of this crime that happens out here, where you have people being stabbed, okay, out there in America, they got gun crime, and you know, some people believe that there is a nefarious agenda happening as behind the closed doors, and they're gonna, you know, use the knife crime and the gun crime to achieve particular goals, you know. But when you go into the scriptures, I mean, that is, you know, that's entirely possible. But for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to go look at it on that super deep level. I'm just going to look at it from from what the scripture says about our people being the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites, and there are scattered Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth. So out here within the UK, they've got the epidemic of the knife crime, and out there within America, they got the not epidemic, but the so-called crisis of knife crime, yeah. And then out there within America, they got the crisis of gun crime. And that's all a part, you know, that's all a part of the curses that came with the scriptures, because predominantly the situations where this is encountering in, or the people that this encompasses, is the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and our seed that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you got so-called white-looking people out there here within England that take part in this, and so-called Pakistanis and so-called Indians and many other nations that partake in this activity, and various other degenerate, typically Israelite activities, because it all goes back onto the curses that the Most High put upon our people. Now, the first curse, and we can read it here. I'm going to put it up in the background. We can read it here within the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and the 64th verse. One of the more interesting curses that you have to think about within the scriptures is how the Most High disperses people throughout the four corners of the earth. So there was going to be activities that was similar, right, as you go from country to country, and those activities, you might say, okay, for example, they got a big reggae thing out there amidst the Japanese. You might think that's a very peculiar thing if you're not spiritually discerned. But when you're really spiritually discerned, you can really understand that these curses were going to follow us wherever we was going to go. And one of the curses was that we was going to be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you was going to have a population of Israelites amidst the Japanese, behaving like Israelites, looking like Japanese though. The same thing with the topic that we have here at hand. You got a situation where the curses say that, and we're going to read it with the scriptures in a second, that I shall be, in fact, I could get that first, you know, that the brother's eye was going to be evil against his other brother, man. Would you know that? What do you know that as? That's called so-called black on black crime. But guess what? It goes deeper than that. It's called Israelite on Israelite crime, man. Because you got Israelites out there that was going to look like every shade underneath the sun, and they was gonna partake of these curses. The book of Deuteronomy, the 28th, the 15th chapter. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. My apologies. I got it in the background. It's gonna come. There we go. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, on the 54th verse. It says, so that let's read up a little bit. Okay, so Deuteronomy 28 and 53. So this is dealing with the curses. This was what was gonna happen when we wasn't gonna follow the laws, statutes, commandments of the Lord. So 53 says, and thou shalt eat the fruit. No, that's not the point. That goes into something else. Deuteronomy 28:54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. So basically, what you're gonna have a situation is that you had and this is like an extreme. Okay, this example is not an example of a warrior type individual. This is talking about the more tender amongst the Israelites, because you got certain Israelite camps out there, they're pushing this tough guy spirit, but that's not how the Most High set it up. The Most High set up a diversity of spirits, man. So you're gonna have Jakes out there that was gonna be more tender than the other Israelite. But guess what? The Most High set it up as part of the curses that even the tender ones, the most loving brother that you have out there, all right? His eye was going to be evil against his brother. That's how the Most High set it up. Now, when we come into this truth, we shut off the old man. But when you go into the world, there's a mad schism of between what's known as the house Negro and the field Negro. That is to say, Jake that's grew up in a so-called affluent neighborhood, they don't even want to be anywhere near. And to be fair, why would you be? But the point I'm making is they don't even want to be anywhere near. Okay, the nigga that's out there in the so-called slums and that, man. So there's a schism there. There's a variance there. Now, when you go into the Willie Lynch letter, you find out that they put particular things in place so that whatever differences that they could have between the Israelites, they was gonna weaponize them. That is to say that the younger was gonna be at variance with the elders. Okay, the mother against the daughters. Okay, the children against the father. They was gonna use every angle to have it to where they was schism. But it all goes back onto the curses, wherewith the scripture says that what? So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. And what does it mean to have an evil eye towards your brother? That means you're looking at him sideways, man. You might make a move upon him. And that's why you have the situation that you have here. Like I said, this is like a comical standpoint. This is I saw this and I kind of laughed. But it goes to illustrate 2 points. The first of which, just like how the Most High said we was going to be infamy amidst the people, you don't see them talking about, okay, we're going to put this on, I don't know. No example comes to mind to really home in on the point I'm trying to make. But this here, when people see this, they're thinking about you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, especially with reference to the UK, they're thinking about what? You Jakes that came from Nigeria, from Ghana. Okay, you Jakes that came from the West Indies, all right, and also to the Jakes that came from all over the world, because you all behave the same. You might look different, but you all behave the same. And within people's spirits, the different nations' spirit, they all classify you as the same individuals, because within the spirit, they all know that you're Israelites, man. Jakes that are out there in Birmingham, but they're from Pakistan, but they're really Israelites, and they hang around Jake and they stab up each other. And guess what? The spirit that you have is the spirit of an Israelite, and the infamy. We became an infamy amidst the people, man. Okay, to the end that the UK government plans to combat the stabbing epidemic with warnings on fried chicken boxes. Now, who's gonna be eating those fried chicken boxes, man? That's why I said this is kind of comical, but I used it as an angle, all right, to push the word of the Lord, man. Okay, I thought it, like I said, I thought it was funny, but I'm gonna use it as an angle. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but at the end of the day, who's synonymous for eating the chicken box, the chicken from the chicken box, man? It's you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, especially you Negroes out here that really Old Jake, man. Old Jake is known for eating that chicken, man. Okay, that's what you're known for, eating watermelons and chicken, man. Okay, and if you're a Mexican, apparently you're supposedly eating beans or the daggone type. But out here within the UK, whether you're a Jake from Pakistan, whether you're a Jake from the West Indies or a Jake from wherever, okay, that thing of chicken and chips, okay, when you go out there into a chicken shop, get like 4 pieces of chicken and some chips over it. That's a thing that's known, okay, to be very prevalent amongst you Israelites, man. And so that therefore you got it to where what they're going to apparently combat the stabbings with the warnings on the chicken boxes. That's funny as hell. But that goes to show you, man, we was going to be an infamy amidst the people. And that's another scripture. Okay, so continuing here within the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, on the 54th verse, it says, "So the man that is among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave." So you was gonna be fatherless, and you was gonna go out there into the streets, and you was gonna wreak havoc, man. Let's get another precept. I got the thing in the background. I'm just using the background PC to get the precepts up. So I got another scripture it's at the tip of my, I believe it's in Isaiah 3, around about the 12th verse. So I'm gonna try and get it here. 3.12. Okay. Oh yeah. So this is Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them." And that's what you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Fatherless. Okay, your mama raised you, so you're overly emotional. Okay, I mean, look, man. All of you, you got these so-called single women that they think they don't need a man. Them children grow up to be the most unbalanced, most emotional children. I know. I've seen it firsthand. Okay, it's good for a child to grow up in a balanced household. And at the very worst case, he's supposed to grow up in his father's household. Okay, maybe he grows up with his grandmother and his granddad. Okay, from his father's side. Okay, because that's just the best way. They're gonna know the particular characteristic traits and how to channel the particular things that might be seen as bad behavior. They know how to channel it to make it something beneficial for that child. Okay, because they've seen that before. You go out there, you got these Jakes out here. They leave these fatherless, okay, mixed race babies living in the Edomite household. Grow up bugged out, man. I mean, it is what it is. That's just a footnote. That's just how I feel about certain things. But it says here, "As for my children, as for my people, children out there are oppressors." So you got these fatherless children out there within the streets, okay, stabbing up everybody. All right, and women rule over them. "All my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err." Okay, and they and destroy the ways of thy path. Because ultimately it's Yahweh Hashem Shai, but the Most High put it within Esau's power to destroy you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, so that you destroy yourselves. Okay, Esau's the one that's got the power right now. That's why you're inundated with songs about sleeping with another man's wife. What's that going to lead to? That's going to lead to more death, man. The scripture says that jealousy is the rage of a man. That's why the scripture says, "Sit not at all with another man's woman," because when that fire comes, okay, and then that dude sees you and he can see that chemistry you got with his woman, that's gonna lead you to problems, man. That ain't gonna lead to anything good. Okay? And this dude is growing up in a fatherless household. Okay, you think he's really gonna think about that situation in a logical sense? He's gonna think about that in a very nefarious sense, and he might have to pull out the shank, like they say within the streets, and stab you up, man. So they that lead thee, which the main leader, the leader of the world, the leader of the planet right now, the scripture says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The leader of the planet right now is Esau. Esau, through the Willie Lynch letter, has totally destroyed you people. Through the music industry, he's totally destroyed you people. So he's led you in a path of death. And you got Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans out here talking about they want to prolong this existence within Babylon. You don't want this society prolonged. You have this society prolonged. You Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you will self combust. Okay. So it says here, "As for my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy thy paths." Path. So I mean, that's pretty much it, man. That's the video. So that's what they're doing out here within the UK. I thought I'd use this as a premise to get into the scriptures and Lord's will was of edification. And Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, it was edifying. So with that, I'm going to say all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, Bashim Bukakadash, double knowledge unto the apostles of great millstone. Honor your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.